It becomes really important then, if we want to show the Bible's accuracy, that we can date the Gospels to much earlier than the 3rd or 4th century. So let's see how we can do that. As I've said, many people believe the New Testament is not trustworthy. And some of the reason they say that is because we don't have texts that go right back to AD 30, unfortunately. At the moment, we don't have those. But let's look at some of the other ways that archaeologists and historians try and date books that were written 2,000 years ago. And one of the ways they do it is to look at how many copies that survive of these ancient texts. And what we've got here is just an example of how they do that. The number of existing early records, various different historical works here, by Julius Caesar, by Roman writers such as Pliny the Younger, Herodotus, and so on. And you can see what the historians, what the archaeologists see, that actually the New Testament has far, far more. It's off the scale in comparison, right? The number of copies of parts of the New Testament that exist today, even 24,000 have been found, compared with all of these other historical documents that are taken to be accurate and reliable and trustworthy, of which there's but a handful of most of those. And you can see the problem that people have in trying to discredit the New Testament. They've got to explain why there are so many copies of the New Testament around. And they're not, don't get me wrong, they're not complete copies of the New Testament, they are parts of it. But nevertheless, we can reconstruct it from many, many different fragments. So there is no comparison amongst ancient texts with this enormous number of the New Testament. It is the most well-attested ancient document we have in existence by some distance. Now, some scholars have suggested the date of the lot of the New Testament is either very late in the 1st century or early in the 2nd century AD.